This is Soundoff60, Southwest Louisiana's premier sports show.
Coaching staff was just like, you need to go through the same routine you were going through in the minor leagues. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Our skipper actually moved me up to the 2-hole in the order in the middle of that and said, hey, you're our guy, you're going to play, and we believe in you. And then got a few hits, started believing in myself.
Julio's coming back. Oh, forget it. The game's over. Forget it. The game's over. Oh,
Soundoff60 is presented by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. Here are the guys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
Welcome to the friendly confines and the high and dry confines of Jack Daniel's at LaBerge Casino. We are here. It's not a whole lot of activity for obvious reasons. Out of respect for Mother Nature, she is wreaking havoc on Southwest Louisiana for another year. So let's cover some ground. We got a lot of sports to talk about.
We do.
We got a lot of changes going on with practices, an LSU game, and a lot of stuff going on. A couple of great guests coming up later on in the show as well. But we're going to defer to you, Mr. Guidry. You're not only our resident former pro, former LSU Tiger, but you're one of the muckety mucks. As the parish police jury president, you're right in the middle of this storm preparation / flood preparation. And as the show is airing all week, give us a sense of the response by the parish. And that's where you come from, not so much the city of Lake Charles, but the parish. What's the response,
and Rick,
what are we expecting?
We've had a great response from a lot of our elected officials here local with all the mayors and stuff. We actually been meeting every day on our executive group meetings and stuff like that, just to discuss the plans.
Multiple times a day, right?
Yes, just to discuss the plan as to what we need to do for us, for our citizens. And, you know, school's been closed, and there are a lot of government agencies that have also been closed. We just don't want to see people out on the road, Rick, in this type of weather, because what it does, Rick, it puts a stress on our chief of police and our sheriff, because when you put people in harm's way, you then have to go out and somehow rescue them if there's a case where they're in high water and can't move or can't get to safety and stuff like that. And then we have people that are flooding in their homes and stuff, and now we've got to put other resources and assets there to go get them. So we're asking, and the public, Rick, I have to say, has been just outstanding in staying home and doing the things that we've asked. But the biggest problem we've been having right now, Rick, is maybe getting to our elderly that don't have the means to somehow call or contact us if they're in some type of crisis. And that's what we've been doing. I have to commend Sheriff Tony Manque. So his men have been going from door to door in areas that have known to flood or have been flood areas throughout the past and stuff like that, and have just done an outstanding job. And last night in the terrace in the village, we actually rescued close to a little bit over 200 people last night.
Already.
And the thing about it, Rick, what makes it hard is that when you're doing it in the dark, it makes it a little bit harder. But we've asked a lot of our residents, if you know you're in an area that's prone to flood, please, by all means, make other means to get out and go with a family member or whatever, just to be safe.
We've all been in Southwest Louisiana off and on. I've been off and on for a long time. You've been here a long time. What's going on with the weather situation, even going back to Rita, and really in conjunction with our neighbors in Texas, what they're going through? This is catastrophic. I don't think I've ever seen the city of Houston and Harris County. This is catastrophic. This is record-breaking. This is flood of all centuries.
It is. And what's happened, Rick, is that, you know, when you put a certain amount of water in a certain place and it has nowhere to go, and then you just continue with the rain bands that we've gotten and stuff like that, it's only going to rise, Rick. And that's what's happened to a lot of places in Houston. You look at one of the signs that they showed off of 610 and I-45, it's 2 feet from the green sign, Rick.
That's just incredible. That's incredible.
And no, we can only, you know, send our prayers out to those that are over in Harris County and in the Houston area that, you know, we're hoping, Rick, soon as this storm passes us or gets by us and stuff, we've talked to some of our elected officials, and we say we want to send as many resources we can to Texas, because they're going to go through this a lot longer than what we're going through, Rick, right now.
Crazy hard.
It is.
Very unpredictable as we segue into how it is affecting sports. The craziness of it, because Houston, the Metro Harris County kind of thought they were just going to get the outer bands of this.
They did, Rick.
And all of a sudden the outer bands were very bad.
Definitely.
The biggest result of this is BYU, LSU not being
I don't know
being
if that's
played.
the biggest.
Well, from a sports standpoint.
To be moved.
Moved to New Orleans. Give us the latest sense on how this is going to take place and the complexity of it.
Well, they moved the game to Louisiana Superdome in New Orleans, which could end up getting flooded later in
Yeah.
the week.
Yeah.
You have to wonder
Think of the
about
recent
that
history in the last couple
decision.
Exactly,
of month
Rick.
and a half of
You
what
Exactly.
spit
New
in the
Orleans did.
street in New Orleans, it floods.
Yeah.
I mean, but we shall see. You know, they tempted fate. I've got a column for tomorrow. You know, schedule LSU at your own risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Wow.
Jim Cantori checks their schedule every year. to make the travel plan.
Travel schedules. All right, you're a
Yeah.
history buff here. Is this the fourth or third weather-related incident affecting LSU football? Was
Since Katrina, it's the
ninth?
It's the ninth school.
ninth game.
I was
and there were
thinking,
three
wow.
with Katrina alone.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Not even going back that far, but
Oh,
South
did
Carolina.
you say
McNeese?
hurricanes?
Well, just
I'm
weather
counting
related.
McNeese.
Yeah,
which
count-
wasn't a
Yeah,
hurricane,
which wasn't a
of
hurricane, but it
but
was.
it was like,
Love
yeah.
it.
I've got them in the paper Wednesday.
9. Wow, I didn't realize there was that many schools.
Yeah, of course, last year,
Katrina.
Hurricane Matthew, that
Yeah.
did not really turn out to be all that much. And now this. Saturday night, Louisiana Superdome, BYU LSU.
8:30.
ESPN national
Wow.
game is going to be a big game, guys. This is, and then of course, shifting to the blue and gold, the Cowboys got a neighborly friend, charity from UL
Yeah.
Lafayette to practice in their indoor facility.
Yeah.
I was not aware ULL
That was
had a
had an
indoor
indoor facility. I know,
I
Scooter.
didn't think they would
I
extend
didn't know that.
invitation.
I didn't know that
kudos to
they.
UL Lafayette
Yeah,
for
they
doing
did.
that. Imagine what the Cowboys are going through vis-a-vis the
Oh, yeah.
LSU game. And again,
almost-
playing early, playing a
Thursday.
conference
They've
game,
got the
indoor
Thursday.
practice.
They got the Thursday game tomorrow.
Assuming you don't have awful weather Thursday, it's
Yeah.
really kind of a blessing. They only have to practice really 2 days.
Yeah.
Because the day before Wednesday, teams normally
Right.
don't do much.
Right.
Right.
So they don't have to put in a full week over there. Originally, as I understand it, their plan was to go to LSU
Yeah.
for the whole week. But unless you're going to spend 4 hours a day on the interstate every day, or getting a hotel room over
Yeah.
there, a school
Yeah.
like McNeese, that's a
I
kind of a big
think-
The
bust.
invite by UL Lafayette was timely.
That was big. Yes, it
much
was.
needed, and
Yes,
it
it was.
really fell into their laps at the
Yeah.
most opportune time because again, that hour and a half and all the logistics of
Yeah.
going to Tiger State or going into LSU facility complicates it
Too much, Rick.
fourfold.
Too much.
All right,
But just commend Coach Lance Guidry because when we were riding around, myself and a lot of elected officials, the lights in Cowboy Stadium was on
Oh, yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
They were on Sunday, so I assumed business was being taken care of inside the stadium
Again,
because they were on.
Think about McNeese in particular playing early. A Thursday, which
A
throws
Thursday.
off-
It's just
throws
awkward,
everything
man.
off.
It's just
and then
awkward.
it being a conference game on the road against
Yeah.
what appears to be a pesky Nickel State team.
Yeah.
You know what they did
In years
last year?
past.
They stretched Georgia
Yeah.
and South
They did.
South Alabama.
They did, Rick.
So there are a lot of things that can trap you in this. And again, if
And
they
the
did good
first
work
game,
at
too.
ULL,
And the first game.
First game. All right, a lot to cover. Coming up in the fourth chair tonight, Barb head coach Mike Cotrera will join us a little bit later on in the show, talking about, again, from his macro view, think about the high schools.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The
Friday.
high schools are Friday.
Starts on Friday, yeah.
I mean, no practice.
Starts on
Flooded
Friday.
fields, soggy conditions, and then maybe still threatening weather. We don't
Yeah.
know. Mike Cotrera will talk about the Bucks. Later on in the show, renowned local orthopedic surgeon, sports medicine doctor Brett Cassio will join us.
Yes.
And we got a number of subjects to cover with him.
Yes, we do.
In particular, the Saints and Delvin Bro and
Yeah.
the Ochsner Hospital deal. We'll retract that a little bit. All right, we'll take our first pause. Coming back to Jack Daniels at LaBerge Casino. Stay right there.
Soundoff60 is presented by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort.
For more taste, less calories, and half the carbs, there's only one light beer to grab. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Come in for live country music Friday and Saturday nights at Jack Daniels Bar and Grill.
So you haven't been hearing me talk about prices very much in our TV commercials lately, but there's some offers available on a Camry right now that are just too good to not talk about. With Toyota's rebates on our discounts, you can get $5,000 off MSRP on a new 2017 Camry. Or if you'd like to trade up every couple of years, you can do what my wife and I do and lease one for $279 a month with $0 due at signing. You literally don't even have to bring your wallet with you to buy the car. If you've been thinking a Toyota Camry was a little bit more money than you wanted to spend, come let us show you how affordable it can be to own a new Toyota. Lake Charles Toyota, raise your expectations.
You don't have to sacrifice taste to stay in the game. Miller Lite, always brewed to have more taste and be less filling. Miller Lite, hold true.
Welcome back to Jack Daniels at LaBerge Casino Resort. We're going to welcome in Barb head football coach Mike Cottrell to the show to talk about a number of different subjects. We're going to get to football, but we have to first focus on the weather, Mother Nature, how it's affecting your team and practices, and the game Friday. You open up with Ponchatoula coming into Southwest Louisiana. What do you think at this juncture is the plan for the game?
What
right
kind
now,
of
options you have?
Well, right now we're at a wait and see
We
stance.
should point out this is Tuesday at noon.
Yeah.
So, we're just waiting to see what the school board does. When they cancel school, we cannot practice. So, I know we're out tomorrow as well, Wednesday. So, hopefully we can get back into school Thursday, which right now it's not looking that good. Kevin probably.
So you're not
tell you
even
more.
allowed to practice?
No, we cannot.
No,
when they cancel school, we cannot practice.
And that's an odd thing. I don't know why, but that's an odd thing.
You're
But you
playing
can play the game,
Ponchatoula.
though.
You're playing Ponchatoula. What if school's canceled here but not in Ponchatoula? And then you end up playing the game. One team has practiced, one hasn't.
Right.
What's fair about
Well,
that?
It's a disadvantage.
It's not. It's
Yeah.
just where you are in the state. Now, I
That's
have
true.
talked to Hank Tierney, the head coach at Ponchatoula. He said they are getting a lot of rain. He was surprised that they had school today because they've been getting pounded just like us.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things we're talking as a staff too. When do you call it or not? Because the
Well,
preparation
I
time, the
understand,
conditioning
right?
time, and all that stuff.
I guess I understand the what image it puts out. If it's bad enough where people can't go to school, then extracurricular activities, I guess, should be called off. But it's a lot different bringing 2,000 people to your school in the relative few that would be involved, not just football, but any extracurricular activity. I guess I don't understand
Right.
that.
Well, the thing is, again, it all goes back to liability.
Yeah.
If you call practice and one of your kids gets in a wreck on the way to practice,
Exactly.
then who's liable?
Yeah. And one of the things.
And the other thing too is, if you call that practice and you make it mandatory, and those kids can't get here because of
Flooding conditions,
flooding
roads
conditions,
and-
then
Well, you
then what do you do?
understand that.
Yeah, what do you do? What do you do?
Exactly, and that's a good point that Coach brought up because we're trying to practice what we preach. If we're asking you to stay home and not be on the roadways, he can't ask his
There you
players
go.
to come out
No,
and
it's
come
a
to
good-
practice.
that's a good connecting
I mean, he
of the
can't
dots.
do that. But this is
Go
my
ahead.
thought, Rick, and I'm just thinking, Coach, has it even been thought maybe that if the game goes on, could there be maybe a different site, a neutral site? Is Cowboy Stadium available for something like that?
We are in. I've been talking to Coach Guidry and Tanner Steins about it, and they are getting back with me because they don't know what's going to happen with their game as well.
Yeah.
So, it's a logistical thing, and it's
It is.
It's just trying to line everything up to see if we can play there, and hopefully the weather clears up and we're able to play. But as of right now, it's on hold.
Well,
Barb,
let's
go
say you could practice. How would you practice right now?
Well,
Well,
the
that's
thing
a-
is, a lot of the practices that we've done already has been in the gym.
Yeah.
So we'd probably have to do that, or see if we can use McNeese's facilities to just to get outside and get on the turf and get
Yeah.
outside and to be able to
Yeah,
practice.
and let's remind the folks, and I'm just having a little fun, but they don't shoot many jumpers in high school football. So gym work just doesn't
Yeah.
translate well.
It's a
Barb-
walkthrough is
Yeah.
pretty much what it is,
Barb
Rick. It's a
head coach
walkthrough.
Mike Cottrell has joined us on soundoff60 to talk about the Buck season opener against Ponchatoula on Friday, and of course all across Southwest
Yeah.
Louisiana and the state, high school football opens up. You talked about Cowboy Stadium. You talked about the lack of being able to practice. Your last field practice was Saturday. You want to open up strong, and you got this impending weather situation. Saturday, you mentioned that before you sat down. Give me a gut instinct of your vast experience. 50-50 the game will be played Friday, 70-30 it might be moved to Saturday, or you just don't even want to go there?
I really don't even want to go there. You know, we'd like to play, and Ponchatoula would like to play.
Yeah.
But again, you know, if they cancel school on Thursday, I really don't see how that can happen because of
Saturday,
practice
though?
time.
Saturday? Is that a possibility?
You've gotten late into the week, Rick.
Yeah.
When you're looking at that from a high school standpoint, that late into the week.
Yeah. You know, again, then you start worrying about injuries and stuff like that to those kids, putting those kids in that situation.
Yeah.
Where,
So basically, stay tuned. Stay
Yes.
tuned to local
Yeah.
media and the American press and Mr. Hobbs' staff, and I guess pretty soon they'll have to make a decision on this.
Yeah.
Let's go to the field, Coach. Right off the bat, how do you replace a Kirkland Banks for 2017? How do you replace a Gavin Nettles at quarterback? What, a 3.5, seemed like a
3-year
five-year
start,
starter
yeah.
for you? How do you replace all that talent?
It's tough, and we're going to find out how we do it here shortly.
Yeah, by committee.
Yes,
Yeah.
you know, running back wise, probably so. You know,
Yeah.
Kirkland Banks was a special player.
Yeah.
You know, he
Yeah.
could do it all. You know, we don't have that type right now, but we have some young ones that are capable of doing their fair share, which will probably be by committee. You know, quarterback wise, you know, we got two capable guys in Luke Richard and Ryan Smith. So, you know, we'll let those two battle it out and see, you know, who can manage the game the best and put us in the best position to win.
Yeah.
Well, looking forward, I would assume all these games this first week around y'all's district are non-district games, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So it wouldn't be the end of the world, I guess, if they had to cancel these.
No, and again, it's not the first time we've been through this.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's just unfortunate, again, you know, for our kids and for our seniors especially, who's been looking forward to game one, you know, of their senior year.
Yeah. Shifting to Kevin's side of the ball, give us some names. One in particular stands out is C.J.
Yep.
Simeon. Seems to be the guy that can lead this defense. He's not going to be the only guy, but how do you stack up in regards to returning experience on the defensive side of the football?
We've got about 5 guys coming back that have
Yeah.
playing experience, and CJ is one of them. You know, he is a good athlete that we're going to lean heavily on leadership-wise.
Yeah.
You know, our front 3 are pretty good. That'll be our strength of our defense with CJ, Chandler Crawford, and LaMarcus Benton. So, you know, those 3 guys have gotten some playing experience, and you know, we're going to be leaning on them pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Coach, in years past, we've always had you on, and we've always pretty much how the season would play out because of the people you had either returning or some of the players that we knew were going to be standout players. And right now, you mentioned to Rick that you said a lot of what we do this year, meaning Barb, will be by committee. Do you feel that you'll be stronger on the offensive side or the defensive side of the ball as to give this team some kind of a identity as to what the Barb Bucks will be this year?
Well, I think, you know, where we have our strengths is the defensive line, but we also have strength in our receiving core. We've got 3 guys coming back this year that have played. So
11 touchdowns, I believe,
yeah.
from all 3 of them
So,
last year.
you know, defensively probably carry us on early because just the fact that we'll have a young quarterback, you know, a new quarterback. So
Wrapping it up with Barb head coach Mike Couture, who's so kind to come with us in a very hectic week trying to get game preparation without being able to practice.
That's tough, man.
That is tough. In our waning seconds, handicap the district and give us your thoughts on the LaGrange Gators. Back up into 5A and back into your district, because I believe you close with the LaGrange
yes, we
Gators.
do.
It'll be always
That'll
a big game.
Good game.
Give us a sense of the district and having the Gators back.
Again, you know, our district is one of the toughest ones in the state.
No
you
doubt.
You have to put the target on Acadiana because of what they've done in the past and you know, the coaching staff that they have. Ted Davison does a great job. So I would think,
in
you
Lafayette,
know,
he's doing the same to you, though.
yeah.
That's the way coaches work.
I would think it'd be them, and you know, Sulphur's
I
very
know.
good. You know, and like I said, this district, you better be ready to play week in and week out because you know I call it the SEC West.
Yeah.
You know, it's that tough. And with LaGrange coming back, it's going to make it even tougher. You know, I think it's great for the community. That we finally get. You know, we've got 4 teams in this area in the same district, which
That's
is
good.
Which would be good.
And now throw in a last comment. We haven't been able to do a preview of LaGrange, but Coach Sullen plays a tough non-district, they get into the playoffs. They don't have a superlative record because they play
so many non-district
plays them
games that are
tough
good.
early.
Yeah.
But they always seem to have playmakers and do well.
Yes.
They're not going to fall off much.
No.
You agree with that?
I do. I
Yeah.
do. And and like I said, he does a good job, and that's why he does that non-district schedule
Yeah.
that way, just to prepare him for the
Just
playoffs.
to prepare him. All right, Mike.
agree.
Have a decent week. Hopefully you're going to stay high and dry.
Keep those kids safe. That's
keep the kids safe, and
priority.
again, continue to monitor the American press in regards to when the high school football, if they're
Yeah.
going to be able to play it Friday at some point, or what venue. Anyway, all right, we'll take a short pause. Coming back to Jack Daniels at LaVerge Casino in about 2 minutes. Stay right there.
Soundoff60 is presented by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. Check us out online at soundoff60tv.com.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Cassio Sports Medicine.
Are you trying to stay cool with a temporary fix? There's a smarter solution. Save on your monthly energy costs while enjoying quiet and consistent comfort this summer with a highly efficient air conditioning system from Luxair. We'll recommend a system that is perfectly suited to your home and provides optimal cooling, exceptional energy savings, and lasting performance. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you by visiting luxair.com/solarsupply.
All right, welcome back to Jack Daniels. Many thanks to Barb head coach Mike Cotrera
Yes.
in regards to how the Bucks in high school football is going to deal with yet more issues from Mother Nature. Okay,
It's tough.
You got to respect Mother Nature, and boy, let me tell you, all this rain. It's not just here.
No, it's not,
It
Rick.
is the complete swath of South Louisiana.
It
and
is.
maybe even to the North Shore and above, because he said Ponchatoula
Yeah.
is getting hammered by
It is.
rain. Thibodeau is going to get hammered by
Yeah.
rain.
It's gonna be a
That could
tough
affect the
schedule for
Cowboys
everybody.
and Colonels. New Orleans has had drainage
Where the
issues.
game should be.
Exactly.
I mean,
all
don't
right.
get the game.
We're going to start on this side of the table with the McNeese Cowboys and looking ahead to Thursday's game against Nicholls State, and then we'll quickly go into the LSU Tigers and BYU. All right, the depth chart is set.
Yes.
No real shock in regards to the only thing is a redshirt freshman out of Leesville, Darian Dunn, jumped over Colby Burton, who's got a bit more experience. We heard about how Dunn was practicing.
Yeah.
And again, DWA,
Yeah.
you practice?
That's what it is, Rick. That's what you do.
I mean, he makes
That's
no
it.
bones about it.
That's it. I mean, that's in anything. I mean, if you're on the field and if I can see you perform and I know exactly what I can expect of you, you're going to play.
Yeah. Let me
Well,
ask you
at
this
least
from a
get the
former
chance.
player standpoint.
Yeah.
All right. LSU with the indoor facility, they're working. UL Lafayette, they're working. Cowboys going indoor. If I understand the need to hit, I understand the need to run at full speed. But an interesting thing what Lance Guidry made mention in the American press was that we're not out in the heat. I'm worried about conditioning. Really? I mean, after all that August, a couple of days.
Well,
you
Rick,
talk about freshness of legs.
well,
I mean,
but
you
the thing-
would
Freshness
think
of
that
legs.
this is, you know, you would think probably the start of last week, no later than the middle of last
Yeah.
week. That's when you start scaling back.
Right.
I mean, the worst thing you have is dead legs
Right.
for a game.
Right.
Look,
I mean, you played back when every team had dead legs.
Without
it was,
two-a-days.
it was
Without
expected.
two-a-days.
But Rick, the thing is, what I think a lot of people, and I know Lance Guidry is thinking about, you're on a different pulse. When I say pulse, you're on a different speed for us. So when the game starts and when you practice all week, that's a totally different speed.
Okay.
Your body's not going to be conditioned to that right away because it's going to be moving at a much faster tempo.
all right.
Practice is good.
Yeah.
But Rick, when you've got a series of 2 series, which is about 8 plays that you've actually played, and you actually practice 8 plays the week before, it's not the same tempo. Right. Your body's going to be like, whew, okay.
Big difference between practice tempo
Yes,
and
it
game
is.
tempo.
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
all right.
Yes, it is. So that's what Coach Guidry is talking about. A team always wants to get as many practices in as they possibly can because what it's doing is preparing me for what's going to happen at a much faster tempo that I can't prepare.
If the game is going to be a different speed no matter what you're
But
doing.
if you're not, but Scooter, the thing is, your body's going to wear down quicker if you're moving at a much faster pace versus what you did a week ago. I know that.
Look.
I played. I know that.
Ooh. Okay. we bow.
Let me just say that, okay?
We
yes.
bow.
Let me just.
Played the game.
No, it
You
it
only
actually
wing me. You only wing me.
Yeah.
No, really, guys. I mean, you can find yourself gasping and be like, wait a minute, I'm in good shape. Yeah. But your body's saying like, whoa, you're moving much faster now, Kevin. That's what happens.
Well, you know, us old guys.
But you got to be in shape regardless, Rick.
When you're doing your, you know, whatever you do, at a certain, and then you lay off even a week.
Yeah.
And you try to go back in the gym.
Yeah.
It's like, holy smokes, I was lifting this.
It
a week
makes
ago.
a difference.
I can't lift it anymore.
Yeah. Now,
Right,
was that when I saw you at Trinity a week ago? When you
yeah,
was
that's pretty much. I can't lift.
Was it 315? Or did you have 315 on the record?
Like
what was it?
130 is my max on any. 130.
Sorry about that, Rick. I had to, man.
This is my
The 12 ounce.
All right, Rick. Let's get back to what we're talking about now.
This Nichols game. Look, I think McNeese should win on the road.
Yeah. It's going to be a pesky little Nichols team, though.
It's pesky. I'm
It
worried.
is. I have to agree with you on
because
that.
of the earliness and the non-practice and
Yeah.
and Nichols, you know, it's second year under Roba, and you know what he did against Georgia. I mean, come on now.
I mean, that's
I know
Georgia
it was
now.
Kirby
That was-
Smart's
but that
first
was
game
Georgia, though.
at the University of Georgia, but they had the lead in the fourth
That's
quarter.
crazy, man. That's
I
crazy.
remember that. I remember watching
I know,
that.
Scoot. That was crazy,
just
man.
Insane.
That would have been
was
bigger than
insane.
Appalachian State beating Michigan.
Oh,
well,
much bigger.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, yeah.
Would you have said it would have been bigger than McNeese beating Nebraska? Remember that game?
It would have been
That one
similar
got out of
to
hand.
that. It would
That
have
one
been
got out of
similar
hand,
But I'm
okay?
saying an upset that actually happened.
No, I know what you're
App
saying, Rick,
State
yes.
beat Michigan
Yes.
like 10 years
Yes.
ago. All right.
Yes.
Let's shift to the LSU Tigers. I watched a smidgen of BYU Portland.
I watched
State.
the whole game.
I watched
It's not going to be
about
close.
half of it.
It's not
I
going to be
was
close.
Not
okay?
impressed.
I wasn't. Either.
I didn't.
I wasn't. Either.
And
It's not gonna be
you know,
close.
and now, of course, the party line is.
Yeah.
Well, they were holding back. They weren't.
Whatever. They wasn't holding back.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I saw no athletes on BYU's
Zero, Scooter.
offense that would scare LSU at all. How they're going to
It
get
won't be
anybody
close.
open
It won't be close, Scooter.
against LSU secondary, I have no idea.
It won't be
'cause,
close.
I'm normally not that into the X's and O's, but even my untrained mind could see Portland State could clamp their corners down and then send on the receivers and send them
Very
out.
good, Scooter.
If Portland State can do
Yeah.
that, you
Yeah.
would think LSU
Let
can.
me throw out the
I'm
obvious.
sure BYU will be a little more fired up.
Well, of
to
course.
play.
Yeah, they
That's
will.
okay.
They
Well,
will.
let me throw out the obvious. Okay, I don't blame LSU because they schedule tough early on.
Yeah.
I mean, you rattle them off. I mean, Wisconsin. Who was before that? I mean,
Yeah.
BYU?
Oh, that's a good. I mean,
BYU?
they lost 4 games last year by a total of 8 points.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
You
this
know,
is
I mean, well, it's a good. It's a respected opponent.
is,
I'm
it
just
is.
not sure
For
how
the first
good
game.
this year's
For the first game.
or how good right now this BYU
All right.
team is.
Yeah.
You know, we may see a totally different team than you and I watched last week.
They may play well,
I
but
mean, you never know.
it won't be close, Scooter. Not with
Better hope LSU
not with
doesn't
what I
play
know
down to
LSU's
them.
got
Yeah,
versus
and
what.
we haven't seen LSU
That's right.
yet, so we don't know.
That's right.
I'm just saying,
Even-
I know what LSU has athletically, and
Yeah.
by that sense, I didn't see much.
I don't
think-
see anybody blocking LSU on defense, especially the ends. Nobody's going to get open.
just-
Nobody's
I
going
just
to beat
didn't
LSU
see- I
deep. The
just
speed that
didn't
LSU's
see-
got in the secondary, Scooter, versus what I saw with their receivers, they may not get off the line. Guys, look, LSU is going to play this game. I don't think they're going to do a whole bunch. I don't think they're going to show a whole bunch.
Right.
They're going to be simple and just beat them up front.
What,
Because
they don't want to show
they can't-
Chattanooga anything?
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, Scooter, there's no need right now. We're going to beat you with just what we have by playing a simple game plan because, I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect.
I think LSU needs
I
to
think
work on
every-
things, though.
They
need to work on
will,
things,
Rick, but
though.
Rick,
But, I
it's
mean,
going
I
to be
would-
position
I
type
would-
playing that they're going to do.
I mean, listen, LSU can't hold this offense back forever.
No, Scooter, not by no means. But what I'm saying
I
is,
mean, go ahead.
We've
You
made
need
game
to
plans.
see what this, and you know, everybody's waiting like Christmas morning to see what this offense is.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I mean, there may be growing pains with it. You better get
I'm
those
pretty
growing
sure.
pains out of the way.
I'm pretty sure, Scooter, and with all the movement that's going to be going on with that offensive line, with the motion and all that stuff, by all means, but just with the sheer LSU talent alone, Rick, I can just line up
as
and
we
beat
wrap
you. I don't
up,
have to
as
do
we wrap
nothing,
up
man.
this little visit
We'll
in
have to
regards to
come back
LSU
to
Mac.
this.
Give me a sense of this of the receiver situation and the freshman out of Nashville.
Yeah.
Am I getting his name right? Jacoby Stevens.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is he ready? I mean, what are you
Well,
hearing? Because they're going to need
the,
numbers.
he's not in the top 3 or 4 right now.
Yeah.
He may be within a couple of games.
All right.
But he's not right now.
All right. So will they go
I
to
mean, you
5
know,
deep in receiver?
Oh, yeah.
I'm
they
pretty-
will.
yes, you will.
I mean,
You will
he'll
have to.
play. He'll
For the
play.
whole year, you would
I
have
don't
to,
know
Rick.
if he's a difference maker.
Yeah,
yet.
right now,
Okay.
no.
You know, and that's probably their biggest question mark is who beyond DJ Chark.
Yeah.
That's what
You
I'm
know,
getting to.
is a big time.
That's kind of where I'm going
and,
here.
and the thing is, what I
And you
think
know
LSU
what they keep hoping for? They've got like 5 receivers that are 6'4" or taller. They would love for some of those to step up.
Yeah.
Look, I can't see, I'm saying this and I'll be like, whatever. I can't see LSU not being one of the most efficient teams this year in the country. in
Yeah,
the
but
red
we know
zone.
what color
With-
glasses you look through.
Like Scooter mentioned,
And
you've
they're
got
not mine.
you've got 3 receivers that's 6'5". Rick, if I'm in the 20 going on, all I've got to do is run, stop, catch it. Well, come on now.
Yeah.
I hope they don't
come
make this
on.
difficult, man.
You played the game. It's not that easy.
But Rick, you've got that many receivers. You're not going to go up against a team that's going to have defensive back that's going to be close to that size, Rick.
All right.
Make it a jump ball.
Let's pivot. Let's pivot to break. I understand
Get
that.
to
We'll
the 20.
back
We can
to
win
it a
all the
little bit
games,
later.
okay? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, from a fan perspective, I don't know. From a
hate that.
fan perspective,
I know you do.
I think
know
this
you
is
do.
When the best, most creative thing you can come, oh, let's try the fade. Maybe that'll
Yeah, just throw it up and let them block out and catch it.
That'll fool
I
them.
think this stadium venue change is just going to really screw up the fans. I really do. New
Oh,
Orleans.
No, it is.
I
It
have
is.
never
It is.
seen
I don't like
a
it. It is, Rick.
hastily put together.
It
I
is.
wish I could give you more information on how these tickets are being redistributed.
There you go.
Yet. But as of
we all
noon
trying to find that out,
Tuesday,
Scooter.
I don't think they figured it out yet. Now,
Yeah.
supposedly all the tickets are being refunded. At least those bought through.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
you know, the normal channels. If you bought them third party, I'm not
Yeah.
sure yet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen it where when you have to do this, and got a lot of experience with it,
Yeah. Yep.
covering LSU.
Yep.
Never quite get a full stadium, so
Yep,
it's not
you're
going to
right.
be
Yeah.
quite,
You're right.
you know, the home game for LSU that I'm sure BYU is expecting.
You're correct. All right, when we come back, we got a lot more to talk about, more
Yes.
football. Doggone it. I didn't even do my TV tease. Mayweather-McGregor.
You know it.
We're waiting for the last.
Oh, we're gonna
Mayweather-McGregor.
save that
It
for
lived
last,
up to
okay?
the billing.
We're gonna
It
save
lived
that
up
for
to the
last.
billing, gentlemen.
Well,
All
I
right, we'll
would
take a
say
pause. We're
it
coming right back to
exceeded
Jack
the
Daniels. Stay
billing.
right there.
Sound Off 60 is brought to you by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. The boys in the box will be right back.
This is the original light beer, brewed with the belief that a beer could be light and not compromise on taste, to be enjoyed from opener to headliner. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Come in for live country music Friday and Saturday nights at Jack Daniels Bar and Grill.
Are you trying to stay cool with a temporary fix? There's a smarter solution. Save on your monthly energy costs while enjoying quiet and consistent comfort this summer with a highly efficient air conditioning system from Luxair. We'll recommend a system that is perfectly suited to your home and provides optimal cooling, exceptional energy savings, and lasting performance. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you by visiting luxair.com/solarsupply.
Only one light beer has more taste, less calories, and half the carbs. This one. Miller Lite. Hold true.
All right, welcome back to Jack Daniels at LaBerge Casino. Want to welcome in our He's our guy. He's our orthopedic surgeon.
Our
renowned
go-to
local
guy
orthopedic
when we need to
surgeon,
know
sports
something.
medicine, Dr. Brett Cassio. We have a number of subjects we want to get to. Appreciate you coming in. I know
With
it's
the
tough.
weather.
I mean, you got practice, you got surgery, you got cancellations, you got everything going on with the flooding and the storm coming in. So I appreciate your time, sir. Let's start off with the Saints situation. Made headlines about a week and a half ago. All right. Delvin Breaux, starting quarterback. Lay out the story real fast. Injured a leg. Supposedly, this is the Saints' point of view. After the fact, it's determined to be, and fill in the blanks if I get it wrong, determined it was a broken fibula, maybe a stress fracture in your lingo, if you will. They claim misdiagnosis. Now Delvin Breaux, you know what he means to the team.
Oh, yeah.
Is out for now 6 weeks. Sean Payton's
Could
thinking
be
he might
more
only
than
be
6
out
weeks.
for 2. Now he's out for 6. The season's coming on. I've never heard of this. The Saints turn around and fire 2 specialists in your field from Ochsner Hospital. They're sports doctors. They're team doctors.
So first of all, we don't know all the details.
Of course.
Sure. But we can put together some of it. Doctors get fired, believe it or not. Teams fire doctors
Really?
pretty
'Cause
regularly.
I don't remember it
Well,
happening.
it usually doesn't hit the news like this.
Yeah. Well, Sean
but
Payton, he didn't mince words.
Right.
that's correct. So there's just a couple things, and I try to use as a learning experience. They're good doctors, okay? When a team is winning, most of the time everybody's happy, and there's even less injuries, actually, when a team wins. When a team's losing or struggling or they're stressed out, they look for people to blame. Doctors are usually the medical staff is one of those things. We went through it at McNeese. I mean, how many articles are written through McNeese for the last few years on injuries? I mean, it was almost every week it was blamed on injuries here or there, all right? That's one thing. The other thing as a physician that I take home from that situation
Isn't that
is
blaming the weatherman on the weather?
well, I mean, yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Absolutely, but
To a
doctors
degree,
can make
Scooter.
mistakes too. I'm not saying they did. I'm just saying they can. So that always. But trust is a huge factor. Once there's doubt creeps in about a medical staff, you almost can't fix it. It's almost unfixable. Is the issue.
Like a morale deal?
Absolutely. But one of the things is you have to, as a physician, the coaches can push their players and hey, they got to be tougher. Rub some dirt on it. Get back out there. Doctors can't do that. I would rather be wrong and believe and get suckered into a player faking it 100 times than me miss one injury. And I'm not saying they missed an injury. I'm just saying I'm put in that position a lot where, well, he's a wimp. He's trying to fake it. He doesn't want to play.
That's a tough position,
I
Doc.
never ever look.
That's
I'm
tough.
always on the kid's side. I'm always on the player's side, no matter what.
Right.
And people know that about me. I'm gonna MRI it. I'm gonna X-ray it. I'm gonna hold him out. I'm gonna baby him because he's somebody's baby. He's got a mama. These guys' bodies are so important to them. They got their whole lives wrapped up in maybe making the league for 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah.
It's so important. Each one is important, and you never want to blow anybody off because it might be a minor injury to you or seem like that. To him and his entourage and his girlfriend and his wife, his family, that's his whole world.
Well, let me
That's his
interject this
livelihood.
quickly.
I agree.
After the fact, Ochsner Hospital and their administrators, came out with a report saying we did our due diligence and felt that the doctors did everything according to protocol, that they did not misdiagnose the injury, and it's a tough injury to see. How difficult are stress fractures in the leg or anywhere?
Yeah.
But you've got X-rays.
Let me add on
But
to
you've
your
got X-rays
question. I'm not interrupting.
to actually find those things out. You're not supposed to
I'm
see
gonna
with the
let the
naked eye.
specialist tell us. I don't know.
You've
Go
got
ahead.
X-rays to do
Well,
that.
that's what I'm saying. And I never was clear on this, reading this story. Is it possible when they first diagnosed it that there was no fracture there, but because of stress, he runs 3 more days
and then it happens.
That absolutely is possible. That's
Yeah.
absolutely
I can
possible.
see
Here's
that point,
the bigger picture we're kind of missing is when you pay $5 million a year, whatever they're paying to take care of that team, just for the Saints, and then several more million to take care of the basketball team. Anytime you're paying to take care of an entity, it causes all kinds of ethical issues.
Sure. Wow.
And that is the problem, and that's what needs to be stopped. You shouldn't be able to pay to take care. If a plumber came to fix your toilet and he paid you to fix your toilet, you're probably thinking,
I never thought of that.
why are you paying me to fix my toilet?
I never looked at it that way, Doc.
But these players, look, the owners of any team, not just the Saints,
Yeah.
the owners making this money off of owning the team. But then they're making all this money off of marketing, and then they're making the money off the medical team. But then you, the player, are going to use the medical team that is paying me to take care of you.
Yeah.
Who does the doctor work for?
Wow.
A lot of players are now seeking out secondary opinions.
That's almost expected now.
Of course.
Yeah.
There's
part
built
of the union
in
contract, though. That was part of the union contract that the NFL signed, that they can have a second opinion.
But it's at college too. If you are paying to take care of a team, there's already going to be mistrust built into the situation.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
go ahead.
it seems like back in the old rub a little dirt on it days, doctors almost seemed to, or the reputation was, they were trying to please coaches more than their patients or the players. It seems like that has changed. I mean, all I hear covering sports is coaches throwing up their hands saying, you know, the doctors make that decision. That's out of my hands and all. Has that been your experience? I mean,
it's
can
on
you
every
go
end.
back and think, have you clashed with a coach?
There's two ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
There's some coaches that are, like you're saying, they're the new way of thinking where you let the medical team deal with the medicine, but there's got to be trust there. But then there's micromanagement coaches who, for whatever reason, want to control the medical decision making.
Yeah.
Either it's a mistrust thing or they're just OCD and micromanagers, and that's the way it is. So it could be on either end, but that's a relationship that the doctor has to have with the coach, with the player, with the family. And it's a very complex situation. Yeah. And hey, we can all get along and have fun at the fundraiser at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
But once the losing starts or once the injuries start piling up, that's when those relationships get tested. And it really comes down to the doctor having to stick to his ethics and morals and following the way he believes it should be. And ultimately, the doctor is responsible to the player.
I agree, Coach.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Doc brought up a good point, Rick. When you look at this, it's like if a team's winning, everything's good. But if a team's losing, and this player that supposedly is hurt, and the coach is going to the doctor saying, "Look, I need him back next week," but the doctor's saying, "Look, I need him back next week." That's tricky.
Hey, there's a lot of stress involved when you take the quarterback. You're the starting quarterback. You get pulled, okay? You got a concussion.
Yeah.
I got to decide whether you're going in. The whole coaching staff, they're 7-2, 7-3, whatever. They need this game. If they've had 2 losing seasons,
and
now they're 7-3.
Hasn't practiced at all.
Backup hadn't practiced at all. We need this guy. Not just the coach, the whole wives, the family, everybody's up there. The whole coaching staff. What happens when a coach gets fired? Coaching staff goes, right?
Yeah.
All right. So now the doctor has to decide whether you're going to play. And basically, if you play, they have a great chance of winning. If you don't play, they lose.
Interesting.
What do you do?
Wow. Interesting.
I've
Dr.
always
Brett
wondered,
Cassio.
though, just real quick, in your professional opinion, can a hurt, really great player, would he be better than a healthy, average player?
Well, Bo Jackson would have been.
You're using extreme.
Well, no, no. But he was an amazing athlete.
No
Him
doubt.
at 80% was better probably still than anybody on the field.
Artificial hip.
Once it's all a risk-benefit ratio.
Yeah.
Once his performance went down to 50% or 40%, now you better put the second string in.
Exactly.
So it's all a very individual decision process. But that's where the relationship between the players, the coaches, everybody has to be on the same page, trust each other, and it's a big decision to make with a lot of variables.
Rick, I've got one question for Doc. Doc, with all the rain that we've been having and stuff, and I know a lot of the fields are saturated and stuff, your expert opinion on trying to play games in this type weather on the surfaces of some of these fields that are not all turf, how safe?
Well, be it turf or natural.
How safe is it, Doc?
So it is, in my opinion, when I see it's raining and the field's saturated and you're playing on natural grass, I kick back and relax because they can't build up enough velocity to really start hurting each other.
Friction.
Yes.
I see what
Now,
you're saying.
the turf, whether it rained or not, the turf, you're gonna hurt more knees on turf, especially if players are not used to being on turf. Happened at St. Louis the other night. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's just like skiing because I train in Vail, Colorado. When it was a slushy day, you could expect certain kind of injuries. when it was an icy day, you could expect certain kind of injuries.
Yeah.
The surface matters. There's no question.
That's an interesting point. These high schoolers having, now go to an artificial to get a game in.
Yeah.
They've never played on artificial turf at all.
Yeah.
How did you move?
The wet game makes for a sloppy game, but it's less velocity, less speed.
Much slower.
In my opinion, yes, it's a safer game.
Dr. Brett Cassio of Cassio Sports Medicine, new office on Nelson Boulevard, by the way, here in Lake Charles. We've got to spend at least 30 seconds on this. I mean, the evolution of the athlete. Let's stay with football. And it's not just football. It's basketball, baseball, hockey even. 6'4", 270 now playing tight end. I mean, you've seen the evolution of the size.
They're going to get bigger, Rick.
The bigger, stronger, faster. Your business, you'll be in business. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to stop these injuries. The rules, great, what they're trying to do, especially on the college, high school, college, and pro. But I don't know, man.
You're talking about protecting the quarterback?
No,
protecting
player.
I think all those are good. I think a
net.
lot of those rules are good. I mean, if you make it through a game and nobody got hurt, that's awesome.
Smokes.
I mean, tremendous. Because football is a tremendous game. The problem with football is if it got invented today, it probably wouldn't be able to start because it's so violent.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, players. I mean, look at this guy for the Yankees, the judge. I mean.
Yeah.
They look at it, they
280.
measure the velocity of him hitting a ball 107 miles an hour coming off his bat, 30 degrees. They can tell you from 2 camera frames whether it's going out or not. They just measure the velocity and the angle. Yeah. Imagine that hits you in the head and you're the pitcher.
Yeah.
So
that's big.
Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about. I usually miss the home run though because I'm looking at the players and stuff. But I mean, that's incredible. What an incredible game for him and to watch such an athlete be able to hit a ball, but somebody would get hurt. I mean, that guy's almost like superhuman.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Doc, we appreciate you coming in. Good insights on the same situation and beyond. All right, continued success. You're going to be busy.
No
High school
doubt.
football, all
Well,
these red
I don't
fields,
want to
of
be
course.
busy,
They
but
see- he and his staff oversees all of Calcasieu Parish
Yes.
schools in football. So, all right, we'll take a short pause. We're coming right back with college football and more on LSU when we come back. Stay right here.
Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort, home of soundoff60. Round 5 with the boys coming up.
Come in for live country music Friday and Saturday nights at Jack Daniels Bar and Grill.
So you haven't been hearing me talk about prices very much in our TV commercials lately, but there's some offers available on a Camry right now that are just too good to not talk about. With Toyota's rebates on our discounts, you can get $5,000 off MSRP on a new 2017 Camry, or if you like to trade up every couple of years, you can do what my wife and I do and lease one for $279 a month with $0 due at signing. You literally don't even have to bring your wallet with you to buy the car. If you've been thinking a Toyota Camry was a little bit more money than you wanted to spend, come let us show you how affordable it can be to own a new Toyota. Lake Charles Toyota, raise your expectations.
All right, welcome back to the show. I want to remind you folks, as we sit here during the week, the Righteous Brothers will be in concert here at LaBerge Casino during the holiday weekend. Oh, we're all worried about the flooding. It's holiday weekend, right?
It
Labor
is.
Day holiday.
Labor
We got
Day.
college football kicking off, high school football
Yes, it
kicking
is.
off.
Is that
and it's
weekend,
Labor Day
Scooter?
Monday. It's holiday.
Yes.
So the Righteous Brothers in concert Saturday night here at LaBerge Casino, unless otherwise told.
Exactly.
All right,
Rick.
great fourth chair guest tonight with Mike Cotrera from Barb and Dr. Brett Cassio from Cassio Sports Medicine here in Lake Charles.
Great
Covered a lot of good
insight
stuff.
on Doc Cassio. You know, we've never really looked at it that way.
No, we didn't.
Can you imagine
The business
being
of sports medicine
team
when it comes to the NFL?
position? Dude, that is pressure.
Yeah, it is. It is. All right. McGregor, Mayweather, last segment. All right. Let's
We'll
get
save
back
it.
to college football. Look, LSU, BYU, okay, Saturday night, it's in there.
8:30.
But all eyes will be on Atlanta.
No
when
doubt.
it comes to outside of LSU,
No doubt.
Alabama, Florida
Bama.
State.
Bama.
Alabama number 1, Florida State
Yeah.
number 3. This will have repercussions
No
down
doubt.
the line.
There's no doubt.
Okay?
Well, I think both of those are great teams.
No doubt.
I'm a little more interested in Michigan, Florida.
Okay, why?
Because see which one of those teams might be really good.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Valid, playing in Dallas, Arlington, one of the big states. Jerry's house?
Jerry World.
Jerry's
Yeah.
house? Okay.
Jerry's
all right.
World.
Interesting.
Right.
That's one of the matchups. That's one of
Yeah.
the key
AT&T.
matchups. There's
You know, I think talent-wise, Florida State, Alabama, I think that's interesting. If it was a little later in the year, but look at Saban's history in these season openers.
yeah.
I mean, they just,
know.
you know,
I know.
party spanked Southern Cal last
Jimbo
year,
Fisher,
which
they
ended
got a
up
history,
being-
don't they? Saban and Fisher?
Yeah,
They work together?
Jimbo was
Yeah, for
Saban's
quite some time.
offensive
Oh,
coordinator the whole time.
yeah.
at LSU.
So I think it's
Very
going to be a
good
fun
coach.
game. I
I'm
like
just-
these games.
Yeah,
Right out the gate.
Everybody do.
Right out
I
the
mean,
gate.
But you know, and I hear some people bitching about, you know, you don't see the big home and home matchups.
Yeah.
Well, if it wasn't for these neutral sites, I don't think we'd see the matchups.
No, of course not. No.
I mean, don't invite LSU because you're probably going to have to change venue.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I particularly, you know, they become almost a tradition now on Labor Day weekend.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
And you know, you can kind of cut loose because whoever loses that Alabama-Florida State game, LSU's played in a bunch of them. You know, when they played Oregon,
Yeah.
I forget
Yeah.
the rest of them. But you can recover from that if you lose that game. It doesn't eliminate you from.
No, it doesn't.
playoff.
But boy, it puts pressure.
Oh, it
puts
does.
pressure.
Out the gates.
know
I mean,
that
out the
it
gates.
I don't know.
because-
I don't know if a 2-win can get in.
I
don't
mean,
know
the
if a
rankings.
2-win.
I mean, yeah.
Not on a
out the
14
gates.
playoff.
I mean,
Two
two
losses.
Two losses. I'm sorry. Two
And
losses.
Gate
I
like that.
agree with you. I agree with you, but there's a lot can still happen.
Of course so.
And
Of course so.
it happens early enough in the
Yeah.
year that all will be forgiven.
Yeah.
I think
I'm with you.
If it's decent.
The onslaught of these, I think, has really improved the anticipation for the start
Yeah.
of the
No doubt.
season.
No doubt.
Just face it,
And-
it used to be you saw nothing but the BYU Portland State.
Yeah.
Kind of
But the point that I think I'll add with Scooter, these games to a degree, but if it's decent, 21-17 to where, you know, both teams to where, you know, respectively, nobody got blown out.
Of course.
That's
Think about
key too.
this with the Gators and the Wolverines. Again,
Yeah.
remember the
That's it.
resurgence of the Big
Yeah.
Ten outside of a
Yeah.
bowl game. Now
Yeah.
we're going to see it early
Yeah.
where the Big Ten is
Yeah.
going to stand
Yeah.
against one of the
You're right.
upper tier teams in the SEC.
I agree.
Also
With
on the
Florida.
schedule, Appalachian State. Remember
Yeah.
we talked about that
Yeah.
earlier in the show? At Georgia.
Yeah.
App State at
Watch it.
Georgia.
Watch it now.
Could
Watch
be
it.
another upset of the bowl.
Watch
I'm
it.
not saying. I'm just saying. it could
Definitely
be.
watch
All right,
it.
when we come back, we're going to go into the sweet science boxing. Roger
Yes.
Mayweather. Roger, that's his dad. Floyd Money Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather.
Conor McGregor. When we come back, to Jack
Yes.
Daniels. Stay right there.
Sound Off 60 is brought to you by our friends at Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at L'Auberge Casino Resort. Sound Off 60 24/7 online at soundoff60tv.com.
So you haven't been hearing me talk about prices very much in our TV commercials lately, but there's some offers available on a Camry right now that are just too good to not talk about. With Toyota's rebates on our discounts, you can get $5,000 off MSRP on a new 2017 Camry, or if you like to trade up every couple of years, you can do what my wife and I do and lease one for $279 a month with $0 due at signing. You literally don't even have to bring your wallet with you to buy the car. If you've been thinking a Toyota Camry was a little bit more money than you wanted to spend, come let us show you how affordable it can be to own a new Toyota. Lake Charles Toyota, raise your expectations.
For more taste, less calories, and half the carbs, there's only one light beer to grab. Miller Lite. Hold true.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Cassio Sports Medicine.
Come in for live country music Friday and Saturday nights at Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill.
Only one light beer has more taste, less calories, and half the carbs. This one. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Welcome back to Jack Daniels at LaBerge Casino. Many thanks to Mike Cotrera from Barb High School,
Yes.
also Dr. Brett Cassio earlier in the show in the fourth chair. Boxing, the sweet science, and the sweet science ruled over MMA. But look,
It did.
Mayweather, McGregor, I thought McGregor acquitted himself very well on a first professional boxing match. I think he did.
Well, let's just clear
Bad
the record.
strategy, wasn't going to win.
Let's just clear the record. He's had some boxing experience. He didn't go in without any, Rick. 'Cause I mean, a lot of people look at it
had some
and
fighting
experience. Well, boxing too, Scooter. So
He throws
didn't-
punches in MMA. Okay, go ahead.
He didn't go in this without. But the thing that I would like to say when watching this, and you have to give Floyd Money Mayweather corner just a big applaud because they outsmarted McGregor's corner. By far, the science.
I don't know if you could
the
say
science
they
is
out.
this, Scooter. Let me
what
tell you.
McGregor
Let me-
did was probably the only way he was going to win.
But the thing is, Scooter, if you was gonna try to take Mayweather out in the first 5 rounds, you better go get him. You can't.
That's what they
well,
tried,
He
isn't
didn't.
it?
Well, he tried, but the key was Floyd didn't let him. But the thing that I thought that they
he's
should have
a
done
good
better.
fighter.
What do you do after you fought 25 minutes? What do you do then? They didn't have an answer for that, Scooter. His corner looked at him like, "Can you get up? I'm about to pull a chair.
Right.
Can you get up? It's time to go back." Okay. He didn't want to get up.
I know. I thought it would be a late round TKO. It was a 10th round TKO. Did the referee prematurely stop the fight?
Oh, he would have hurt him if he wouldn't have. Rick, he would have
He's lost the fight already.
He would have.
But
Rick,
again,
he would have hurt him.
in
He
the
had
con-
to.
He had a minute and 5
He had to.
into the 10th.
He would have hurt him, Rick. If he'd have caught him with one left, he would have hurt him, Rick. Everybody knew that he was going to floor him.
I thought it was questionable.
No,
I
not at
thought,
all.
I thought he
Not
could.
at all.
I thought he could
No.
maybe take it to
No.
the end. And what did McGregor say? McGregor said, and the man had good insight after the fight.
Look.
He said, for one thing, which impressed me was Mayweather is very composed in the ring, and he is.
Rick, he would have
He's
hurt
done it 49
that
times.
boy,
He's
man.
very composed. But then he said, you know, look, this is $300 million at stake. What did he say? This much at stake? Let me go to the floor. That's
Rick,
a quote. Let me
Rick,
go to the floor.
Rick, let me tell you
Put
this,
me
Rick.
down
Rick,
if I got
Rick,
to.
look, man. And I understand that, Rick, but the thing is, if you're McGregor and if you're not retaliating, if you're not fighting me back, what, you want me to hurt you now,
He took
dude?
6 shots.
He did not throw a lick back after the
I know
6
that.
shots
I
Floyd
know
gave
that.
him. So to me, Rick, it's just like, he doesn't have anything left. You better go help him.
Okay.
Because if Floyd catches him, then what they say,
I know.
oh, he should have stopped the fight.
Referee,
so you
tough
don't-
situation.
mean,
I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes,
I
he
agree.
did the right thing.
He stopped the inevitable.
He did. He was losing the fight.
Okay,
I paid.
Scooter agree with
I
me.
paid the $100.
We all
And
did,
it was well
Rick.
worth it.
It was, Rick.
Did you?
We didn't.
That was a silly question. I thought it lived up to the hype.
No, it did. It did.
I thought it was
Well,
a great,
It did.
great
I
fight.
will say
I did.
this. I'm
It did.
the one that said it was the biggest con
You
job
did.
since
Yeah.
Billie Jean King, Bobby
Yeah.
Riggs.
Yeah.
And I will say it probably exceeded expectations.
Look,
it's
let me-
being an entertaining
If-
fight.
It was 2 fighters in
Yeah.
there. It wasn't a joke. It wasn't a circus.
But let's
These are
not
2 men.
forget. Let's not forget. Mayweather is 40 years old.
He is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's retiring at the right time.
Yeah.
But with McGregor
Oh, hey.
He's retiring at the right time.
Well, to be
hey,
determined.
hey, let me
they
say
made
this,
too
Scooter.
much money.
Scooter, let me say this. He, with the fighters that's out there right now, Floyd, retire.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Because
Look.
them horses coming up right now,
Holy
They got to
smokes.
have
They
some
will hurt
other.
him.
They got to have some other MMA guys on though.
He knows
All right, Scooter.
Mayweather has done a masterful job
Yes, he
to
has.
get to 50-0.
50-0.
The only fighter
Well-
to go without a loss
Well,
But
what,
let me
what
say-
do
as
you
a champion.
think? What do you think? Apparently, did that put him ahead of Rocky
Yes, it did.
Graziano?
But-
Yes,
but-
or
50-0.
Marciano?
Rocky
whichever
but the
one.
thing is,
Okay, I have heard maybe
do you
family
question
or
it?
something is questioned. That one shouldn't count because he didn't fight a boxer.
Oh,
Where
no,
do
no,
you
no,
stand
no,
on
no,
that one?
No.
I'm with Rick.
No.
I'm with Rick. He's a professional.
It was a
He's a
it was a
professional. McGregor's a
licensed,
professional.
permitted fight.
He's
no,
a professional.
It should go on. It should go
I'm with
on.
that.
But
It
you've
should
got
go.
the big
He's a
fight is
professional.
coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Canelo Alvarez and Triple G Javoykin, the Russian.
Let me
Both
tell
these
you, D.
guys are just monsters in the ring.
Triple
That's
G?
the big fight.
Triple G.
Holy
That
smokes.
dude's. You think McGregor's crazy?
That's the big fight. All right.
Okay.
You need
Triple,
to come.
Triple G will hurt you.
You need to come to my house with a credit card because I want to watch that fight.
We will
We're
watch
on time,
it, Rick.
everybody.
Definitely.
Stay dry, stay safe. Again,
Yes.
to all you guys out there watching the floodwaters,
We will. We'll keep
appreciate
everybody
it.
posted on what's going on.
Have a great week despite Mother Nature. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Sound Off 60 airs on Suddenlink Cable Channel 4 Monday through Sunday nights at 9 and again Saturday and Sunday mornings at 10. Sound Off 60 also airs throughout Southwest Louisiana on Vive Broadband Channel 6 at 9 p.m. Check your local listings. Post your questions and comments for the guys and access our website and our great advertising partners at soundoff60tv.com.